What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is that Sweet Life. It's really just called Sweet Life. Season 1, episode 4. So we pick up the fellas at the gym, and they're sort of recapping Palm Springs. So let me just go ahead and cut through all that is going on. So Jordan, they talk about what happened between PJ and Becca. And PJ was like, listen, I didn't know she still liked me. If I had known that she still liked me, like she told me she liked me while we were down there, had we had that conversation before we went, I'd have never bought Miami. Like, I'm glad that I didn't sleep with her. And I forgot to say in the last review, honey, Miami got herself a good Uber and took her happy tail right on back to LA that morning. I can appreciate that. Listen, I wasn't crazy about all of the energy that Miami was giving, but I definitely can respect the fact that she was like, what you won't do is mistreat me, and I got here by you, but I have the resources and the means to get my happy ass home. I don't need you. And I can respect that. I don't know if we're gonna see Miami again. I feel like if this were like a Love and Hip Hop, I would know, oh, Miami, this ain't the end. Miami gonna show up at a club or something and it's gonna be a situation. But I don't feel like it's that kind of vibe. So this might be the last time we see Miss Miami. And again, you were put in a really bad situation. You were used as a pawn in this game. I don't know. I still feel like PJ knew what he was doing. I don't feel like he was that clueless. But it is what it is. Anyway, so now Jordan, they get to talking about the situation between him and Bree. Now, what Jordan is saying in front of the fellas is basically, yeah, I mean, I like Brie and everything, but right now I just ain't even got time for all of that. You know, I told her low key, you know, let's cut down all the flirting and everything in front of everybody, cause and she said I'm just sending her mixed signals, and the guys were sort of hyping it up a little bit, and Jordan sort of went along with it, and he was like, listen, when I get to a point where I feel like when he was something like kind of stressed out or whatever with a situation, I just bow out of it, and I always got emails to answer, I always got stuff to do. I'm on my grind, and right now I just have too much time. I mean, I don't have a lot of time to be playing all of that. And so then PJ said something about, yeah, because that's the thing about Becca. She got her own business. She doing her thing. I'm doing my thing. And so we're both kind of busy, but it's cool to spend time with each other. But we also, have our own stuff going on. And he, said, yeah, that's what I mean. And so I believe it was, Cheryl's boyfriend, Gerard, was like, well, I mean, do you really want to spend time with Bree? And he was like, I mean, I guess not. And it came off real cold. It really did come off very cold. We find out later on in the episode, I'm going to kind of jump ahead a little bit. Gerard and Jordan ended up having a one-on-one conversation. And I feel like Jordan was a lot more transparent about his feelings in that moment. And what it is in that moment is Jordan is scared of getting hurt. And he likes Bree, and he likes Bree enough that he knows that she could hurt him if things don't work out. I also think that he understands we are in a really big friend group, and it could become very awkward. It could become an issue. And that's where I think a lot of that came from with Jordan was and Bree, was he scared of what the potential is. But he does know that he needs to work on himself, and he feels like Bree does as well. What we find out from Bree is that she is very self-conscious about the fact that I'm moving a friend group that has a lot going on. I'm moving in a friend group where people own businesses, people have careers, people are doing things, they are movers and shakers. This is like, I'm in a friend group where these people are potentially like next up in their industry, right? And it's very intimidating for her because she feels like she's not doing anything, and she almost has put pressure on herself to try to create something. We see later on in the episode where she likes pamper, her and Rebecca were having a conversation, and she likes, that pamper me stuff. So she went to the holistic store and bought a lot of stuff, and she's going to play around with figuring out some recipes of making, body scrubs and things like that. And I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll double back. And Tylen and Amanda are talking to her about, okay, well, what's the name of your business? Well, do you have an LLC? Well, what are you going to do? What's your marketing plan? You have a logo? And, Becca was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, all I said was I was trying to figure out some recipes on trying to create some body scrub. Like, y'all are throwing a lot of stuff at me, which I think their intentions were in the right place. But it's almost like, listen, I only figured out step 1. Y'all got me on step 5, 6, and 7. I appreciate it, and yes, it's something for me to have to think about. But let me get to step 1 first. Now let me get back to. I kind of jumped ahead, but it's all good. It's kind of all connected. The other thing in that conversation was that Tylen did tell Bree about the conversation at the gym as it was relayed to her. Now, what she basically said to Bree was, yeah, Jordan said that he ain't really, he don't really want to mess with you because you ain't really got nothing going on. Which, of course, played directly into the insecurity that she already had, right? We'll get more into that, honey. We'll get more into that. We get a little bit of family time with Tylen. We get to meet her mom. We see that Tylen, her mom, and her boyfriend are really cool. Matter of fact, she said, listen, I feel like the daughter-in-law because my mom and him are really, really cool. And you see that, like, they bonding over the Peach Crown Royal where they can find it for the right price. Her mama bought 6 bottles. She told him, listen, you can come by whenever you feel like it, get you some of this Crown Royal. But why don't you come by Wednesday so you can take my trash out? Because, last week I failed. And they were having a whole moment. It was cute, though. It was really, really cute. And what I found, and much respect, if anybody is watching this from the show, please make sure you let Tylen know. Much respect to her mom, because she said that the reason why her mom and her boyfriend got close is because she allowed him to move in with them when he was trying to get his life on track and get out the streets and get out of the fast lifestyle that he had sort of created. And she took a chance. And, a lot of people would not do that. A lot of people, we see that Tylen went to college and she's in a, I don't want to use the wrong words, but y'all know what I'm saying. And a lot of parents would look at him like, my daughter went to college and my daughter this and my daughter that, and I'm not supporting her with somebody that I don't think is on her level. Like, so I can respect the fact that her mom was like, no, I'm gonna give you a chance. Now, if you screw it up, that's on you, but I'm gonna open up my home to you. And they've built a really, really good relationship. We also found out that she's doing a legacy dinner where she wants to basically invite all of her friends to network, sort of mix and mingle, meet and greet, build the wealth, keep it amongst, keeping it black and all that good stuff. And she's talking to them about it. And so they get to talking about her dad. Now, her dad is in jail. He's been in jail since she was 4 months old. And her mother used to take her to go visit him. And then she, at one point, she told her mother, listen, I don't want to go back there. So she hasn't been to the jail since she was, a lot younger. But she has maintained a relationship with her dad. And, once again, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. But once again, when we look at this mass incarceration and we look at this, this industrial complex that we have as it relates to our prison system here in America, listen, I'm not justifying bad behavior. I don't know what her dad did. So let me be clear and say that on the front end. But what I do know is that her dad they said her dad got 31 years to life in jail. And he's been in jail for 27 years, I think, as what they said. I don't know what her dad was convicted of. But I would be willing to bet that an 80% chance that it was probably drugs. And so you see this young lady who has been able to create a good life for her and had the right guidance. But certainly she said, I can only imagine the type of woman I would be if my dad were in my life. Like, I can only imagine, So we got to see that conversation, and her mom felt so guilty. She was like, I'm so sorry. I fell in love with a man that was going to jail. And she was like, you can't control who you fall in love with. And, the reality of the situation is, ain't no way in the world somebody can hold you accountable for decisions you made as a 20-year-old. You know what I mean? We've all probably been in relationships with people we probably shouldn't have dated. Maybe they was doing stuff they need to be doing, whatever. So no, and I can appreciate that they both were like, no, like, don't feel that way, mom. Like, no, you can't You can't be mad at yourself for falling in love with who you fell in love with. So it was a moment. And then we saw PJ and Becca talk, and again, they sort of reiterated the fact that they're glad that, you know, they were able to kind of talk things through at Palm Springs and sort of work through what they were going through in Palm Springs or whatever. And so I could appreciate that, you know. And again, he said, listen, I would have never bought Miami if I had known, because I really, you know, I really liked you, and if I had known that, he said, I just thought everybody was bringing somebody. Like, I thought this was a +1 situation. I didn't want to be without a +1. You know, I didn't know. And I guess a part of him might, if he really thought it was a +1 situation, maybe a part of him thought Becca was going to bring a dude. And that really was something he wasn't trying to deal with. Anyway, though, neither here nor there. They were able to talk, you know. I guess they're going to be dating now, child. Whatever. Anyway. Then we see Jordan with his mom, and he's sort of talking to her about what he's been struggling with as far as relationship and the whole situation with Bree or whatever. And his mom, I like his mom. She's a straight shooter. She a little hardcore. And she was like, listen, they say your love language is your dysfunction. He was like, what you mean? He was like, you saying I'm dysfunctional? She was like, no, listen to what I'm saying. She was like, we look for ourselves and people we want to date. And we usually end up dating. She said she read this somewhere, whatever. We end up dating the dysfunction of our personality. And he was like, wow, I never thought of it like that. She was like, yeah. She was like, you know, and I don't think she was calling Brie a bad person. I just think she was saying you have to, you know, like, you have to be careful and look at what it is that is attracting you to Brie. You know, now while he's sitting there, Brie is literally sending him text messages, cussing him out. Talking about something, I heard what you said. That's really messed up. You know, she's cussing. Messed up what you said. And he was like, I didn't say that though. I didn't say that though. Now that's important. I'm jumping ahead to the next episode. She was like, you should have told me you didn't say it. And all I could think of, he literally did. He literally said that the way the message was relayed to you wasn't the way it was said. He literally said that. Okay. Now we also see Gerard struggling with moving in with Cheryl. Remember, they're the ones that have been dating for 8 years. We found out that Gerard actually works for Will Smith's company. And if you notice, he's always wearing Bel Air Academy like gear. And I'm like, oh, now it makes sense. You work for Will Smith's company, you know, so like you're going to be wearing the Will Smith stuff as often as you can, you know, probably getting it for free. I mean, I'm cool with that, you know. And he was just saying how it just makes him nervous because basically again, they've gotten comfortable. They started dating in high school, and I'm sure they've had their ups and downs. I'm sure they've broken up and got back together. He said, but at this point, she's just like more of my best friend than anything else. And moving in is something that I want to do, but I'm really, really scared and nervous about doing because I'm really, really nervous about messing it up, basically. Like, he doesn't want to screw it up. Ultimately, right? So we get to the legacy. I did something I hate doing. I watched the next episode, so I want to make sure I'm not blending the two episodes. But we get to the legacy dinner, and of course everybody shows up. It looks like it's a nice dinner, you know. Tyler lets everybody know what the purpose is, and she purposefully sat people away from each other. Like, she separated couples. She definitely kept people who had tension away from each other because she wanted this to be a networking situation. She absolutely did not want any mess. She didn't want any drama, you know. She wanted to just be a chill night for everybody to just sort of network. And for the most part, it looked like that's what happened. It looked like that's what people were doing. They were sort of networking, getting to know each other, enjoying the evening. We did see a part where Bree did try to talk to Jordan, and Jordan was like, yeah, we don't need to talk. She was like, but I feel like we do need to talk. He was like, nope, we don't. And again, if I'm Bree, that just further enforces that what you said was true. It further enforces that you just got this cold, callous attitude towards me because she was trying to talk to you to clear the air, and your whole attitude was like, nope, don't have nothing to say. Nope, I don't want to talk about it. So yeah, I would feel some kind of way about that as well. But anyway, that was episode 4. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.